Hello, and welcome to G Fun Facts Online, your go-to source for fascinating insights into the world around us. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches millions of lives: the fight against cancer. It's a daunting challenge, but what if I told you that tiny, almost invisible pieces of technology are leading a revolution in how we detect this formidable disease, potentially saving countless lives? Stick around as we explore the incredible world of semiconductor biosensors. We all know that when it comes to cancer, catching it early is absolutely key. The earlier it's found, the better the chances of successful treatment. But traditional methods for finding cancer, while incredibly valuable, can sometimes be invasive, take a long time, cost a lot, and, worst of all, might not spot the cancer until it's already quite advanced. This is a huge hurdle for doctors and patients. But imagine this. What if we could bring the diagnostic lab right to the patient? That's the promise of something called point-of-care testing, or POCT. Think faster results, quicker decisions, and treatment starting sooner. It's like having a diagnostic superpower right where it's needed most. And who are the stars of this POCT revolution, especially in cancer detection? Meet semiconductor biosensors. Now that might sound like a mouthful, but these are miniature marvels of engineering that are set to completely change the game. They're tiny devices that blend cutting-edge electronics with biology to sniff out cancer at its earliest stages. So how do these tiny titans actually work? Well, at its heart, any biosensor has three main parts. First, there's the bioreceptor. Think of it as a super-specific molecular catcher's mitt designed to grab onto telltale signs of cancer, like certain proteins or DNA fragments. Then there's the transducer, and this is where semiconductors shine. This part converts the catch, that biological event, into a signal we can measure, usually an electrical one. Finally, a signal processing system takes that signal, boosts it, and shows it to us in a way we can understand. What makes semiconductor biosensors so special is that they use semiconductor materials, yes, the same kind of stuff in your smartphone and computer, as that crucial transducer. These materials are incredibly sensitive to even the tiniest changes around them. So, when a cancer marker gets caught on the sensor's surface, it changes the semiconductor's electrical properties, and voila, we get a detectable signal. Scientists are using all sorts of cool semiconductor materials. Silicon, the workhorse of electronics, is a big one, especially in the form of nanowires, which have a huge surface area to catch more cancer markers. Then there are metal oxides like zinc oxide, which are biocompatible and stable. And you've probably heard of graphene and carbon nanotubes. These wonder materials have amazing electrical properties, perfect for super-sensitive sensors. We're even seeing things like quantum dots, tiny crystals that can light up to signal cancer. Okay, so why all the buzz around these semiconductor biosensors? Well, the advantages are pretty amazing. First, they can be made incredibly small enough for portable, handheld devices. This is huge for point-of-care testing. Second, they are super sensitive and selective, meaning they can pick up tiny amounts of cancer markers and aren't easily fooled by other stuff in your body. Many of them can detect these markers directly without needing extra chemical labels, which simplifies things and cuts costs. And because they use familiar semiconductor manufacturing techniques, they can be mass-produced relatively cheaply. Plus, they easily connect with electronics for quick data analysis and can even give results in real time. Imagine getting crucial information in minutes, not days. So how exactly do these biosensors help us in the fight against cancer? They're designed to detect what we call cancer biomarkers. Think of these as molecular fingerprints that cancer leaves behind. These can be specific proteins that cancer cells make too much of, like PSA for prostate cancer. Or they can be tiny bits of tumor DNA or RNA floating in your bloodstream. Sometimes, it's whole cells that have broken off from a tumor, called circulating tumor cells. Even tiny bubbles released by cancer cells, called exosomes or specific smells, volatile organic compounds in your breath can be biomarkers. Semiconductor biosensors are tailored to find these specific clues. For instance, a silicon nanowire might have antibodies attached to it that grab onto a particular cancer protein. changing the nanowire's electrical current. Or a sensor might use quantum dots that light up when they stick to cancer cells. It's like having highly specialized detectives at the molecular level. And this brings us back to that game-changing idea, point-of-care cancer diagnostics. By bringing these powerful semiconductor biosensors to the patient's bedside, a local clinic, or even their home, we can transform cancer care. Why is this so critical? Early detection, as we said. Faster tests mean earlier diagnosis when treatments are most effective. Think rapid results, often in minutes, allowing doctors to make quick decisions. These devices can reach remote areas that don't have big fancy labs. They can help personalize medicine, tailoring treatments to each patient's specific cancer. And they could even lower healthcare costs and make the whole process less stressful and more convenient for patients. No more long waits or invasive procedures if we can get answers from a tiny blood sample, saliva, or even urine. This field is moving at lightning speed. Researchers are constantly coming up with incredible innovations. Nanotechnology is a huge driver. Imagine using nanowires, nanotubes, or quantum dots to make sensors even more sensitive. We're seeing lab-on-a-chip systems that combine these sensors with tiny channels to handle samples automatically, like a whole diagnostic lab shrunk down to the size of a credit card. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are also playing a massive role. AI can analyze the complex data from these sensors, spotting patterns that humans might miss, making diagnoses more accurate. There's even talk of wearable sensors for continuous monitoring. Though that's still early days for cancer, imagine the possibilities for detecting recurrence early. Scientists are also working on sensors that can detect many different cancer biomarkers at once from a single sample. This gives a much clearer picture of the cancer. New semiconductor materials are being explored, and even things like silicon photonics, which uses light to detect cancer, and memristors, tiny resistors with memory, are showing amazing promise. Now, it's not all smooth sailing. There are still some hurdles to overcome before these biosensors are in every clinic. For example, making sure the sensors only react to the specific cancer biomarker and aren't thrown off by other things in complex samples like blood. That's a big one. Ensuring they are stable over time and give reproducible results is crucial. They also need to be easy to calibrate. And while they are sensitive in the lab, proving that ultra-high sensitivity in real patient samples consistently is key. Then there's the manufacturing side. Keeping costs low for widespread use is vital. And, of course, these new tools need to go through rigorous clinical trials and get regulatory approval, which can take time. Data security for connected devices is also a big consideration, as is making them super user-friendly for everyone. Despite these challenges, the future for semiconductor biosensors in cancer diagnostics looks incredibly bright. We're talking about a future where we can detect cancer even earlier than we can dream of now, maybe even before any symptoms show up. Imagine truly personalized cancer treatments, guided by rapid tests that tell doctors exactly what they're dealing with. We're moving towards non-invasive liquid biopsies becoming routine, simple tests using blood, saliva, or breath. Think about smart, connected health devices, maybe even wearables, powered by AI, giving us continuous insights and early warnings. We might even be able to predict cancer risk or recurrence, allowing for proactive steps to be taken. It's a truly exciting time. So semiconductor biosensors are much more than just a cool piece of tech. They represent a massive shift in how we approach cancer. By making detection faster, more sensitive, more specific, and more accessible right at the point of care, they are breaking down old barriers. The fusion of engineering, nanotechnology, biology, and AI is creating a wave of innovation like we've never seen. While there's still work to be done, the progress is undeniable. These tiny titans are paving the way for a future where cancer is found earlier, treated with greater precision, and ultimately becomes a less feared diagnosis. They truly are revolutionizing point-of-care cancer diagnostics and heralding a new, more hopeful dawn in the global fight against this disease. That's all for today on G Fun Facts Online. We hope you found this journey into the world of miniature medical marvels as fascinating as we did. Join us next time for more fun facts and amazing discoveries. Thanks for listening.